Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video.
Okay legends, welcome back to the channel with another video, and this time I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks that I use personally and hopefully you can use and be benefiting from it in the story stages, in PvP sometimes in PvP. Yeah, I will be talking about first unit that will be helpful a lot in PvP actually for you to start with your opponent even if they outspeed you in any shape, way or form, but there's two conditions that you need to have so it will help you. So there's a lot of lineups that we have in story mode. There's a lot of things that we need to do, 5 teams, and how we can go around them, playing with our units that are available and not building the expensive, maybe not using mercenaries. If we have the available units, I'll be going throughout all of that. I have some videos that I'll be showing you that I did the runs in a successful way to showcase them. They are not, nothing is 100% perfect in this game, except the first thing that I'm gonna tell you, and the first unit, which is one of the best units in the game in tag position and is mainly used anywhere. She's underrated, but she's absolutely perfect, which is Elena. Yes, Elena, one of the great units for PvP especially, and for story mode if you want to go back to back, ham on the enemies and hit them with lineups that you don't need even stuns with them, because I use it with Gormagalakan and I use it with Visconde Vega so much. So I use a tank that can survive. You can use Goken, or you can use somebody like Abel that will spam shields on the lineup, so you can use her C1 or her C2, doesn't matter. Gormagalakan will drop the tag position and Visconde Vega will go and wipe them out, all of them, because he will deal massive damages, and you need the 4 of them on the lineup so you can kill them. This is why I love to use her with somebody like that. Or Psychodan, you can drop Psychodan instead of Gormagalakan. Start with the ultimate of Psychodan, and I'll be showing this in the video later, by the way. So why Elena is so important? First of all, Elena, it doesn't need to have the fast chant on her, but we play fast chant on her because we're used to by this point. The most important parts about Elena, first of all, her passive. So she will dance at the start of the battle, drops on the field, dance, give her passive to the highest attack unit on your lineup. So she will buff them with 20% of her max HP up to 40%, I think, 30% of her max defense and 30% of her max HP to your highest attacking unit. So if your highest attacking unit is something squishy, like dies immediately, quickly, like Dalsim, let's say, Visconde Vega, there are like glass cannons that they die immediately if they get hit, if they have no protection. She will increase his HP by 30% and their defense by 30%, which is amazing for her to keep them alive. Now, second of all, she has her Hurricane Dance, or what we can say Hurricane Tower, because the name changes throughout the skills. It doesn't state anywhere that it changes, but we know because there's no skill here called Hurricane except this one, which is the Hurricane Dance, and this is what happens actually in the game. At the level 3, which is what she does, is increases the super combo gauge accumulated to 100 at the start of the battle immediately. We're gonna showcase that also in the video right now and tell you about it. So if you're gonna go to the cards, the card said unleashes Hurricane Tower when the battle begins. This is considered a trigger skill, so it unleashes it at the start of the battle. It means you click this C2, which is the Hurricane Dance or Hurricane Tower, and you're gonna get the 100 accumulated combo meter. Let's go and check it out on a lineup. Let's say if we want to go to the challenge and use it here. Let's say we're gonna use a lineup that has no fast chant and no Elena, okay? Or Elena, or a fast chant, but no Elena actually on the lineup. So let's do something like that. So here we go. We have a team that has no fast chant, I guess. With no fast chant, Elena has it on the tag position, it doesn't matter. So if we're gonna start, we're gonna see that we are outsped by our opponents and we have our combo meter dead. That's perfect, okay. So what happens if we put a fast chant? Let's take Elena's fast chant actually and put it to Makoto, and we're gonna check how it works. Let's put Makoto in the main lineup so it will give us more. So we gotta increase our combo meter a little bit. You see where it increases it. This is the effect of the fast chant. Now dropping Elena on the lineup and doing her Hurricane Dance at the start of the battle, it will increase also our combo meter even more. That we're gonna have 100, so we can immediately start with our opponent. But this will not help in most cases, you know, because sometimes they will rush you and kill your first lineup. Now, we did get a small stun by Makoto, which was absolutely great. Okay, let's remove Makoto and play Elena with no fast chant. So there's no fast chant on the lineup. Let's see, Makoto is not here. Okay, so this is all. We have no fast chant on our lineup. And let's use somebody without, let's say, somebody without no fast chant and no Elena. Our combo meter will be this small. Great. Now, if we use Elena and no fast chant, our combo meter will increase by 100. If you're gonna see, this combo meter increased by 100 at the start of the battle, which is absolutely insane. This 100 will give you the edge on PvP to start with your enemies, so you can do more damages and do more stuff. Now we have with her the fast chant. If we give her the fast chant right now, your combo meter will increase, of course. Let's take it back from Makoto and use it. Now your combo meter will increase massively because you have fast chant that would give you combo meter, and you have Elena that gives you combo meter, and you still have a chance to start with your enemies. But here we don't have any stun. Makoto was the stunner there. So again, with Elena, now what do we need to do? We need to pick somebody with high speed. Let's say we have Akuma. Akuma has higher speed at the start, especially if you have fast chant on your team. So you're gonna start immediately with the enemy. Now you have a full combo and a little bit more than a combo meter because you have Elena on your lineup. So you're gonna start with 100 extra combo meter, which will help you a lot during the stages, during fighting enemies and stuff like that. So this is the purpose of Elena. This is how strong she is. She doesn't just buff you at the start of the battle for the main attack here, or anybody that has the highest attack on the team, whether it's Akuma, Viper, or Visconde Vega, or Dalsim. She's gonna give you that buff from the start of the game with the battle by 30% defense, 30% HP to the highest attacker. She doesn't buff you with attack unless she goes and do her super. Her super buffs the attack. If you have her on your main lineup, you might buff your attacks with her. So she's a great unit that works with all of her passives from the tag position. You should keep that in mind, and it works perfectly, and especially in PvP. Now, let's go to another subject, which is F.Blanka and Honda. So we have a combo that we always use with F.Blanka. F.Blanka, we still use him in story mode, especially for free-to-play players. Now, if you're a whale, or if you started the game early and you're a spender and you want a lineup that will not cost you a lot, that will rest your wallet for a little bit, you can play F.Blanka with his super. So his super will do this fire, and it will breathe it, and it will put everybody together by the end of the screen. So you're gonna push them all back to the end of the screen. And what does that help you with Honda? You know, you can play Honda on the main lineup, which will give you the wall. It means any attacks that will hit you with his cars, you will have a bullet wall until upon entering the battle you create a bullet wall. And when you go below HP and below 30% HP or 40% and trigger desperation, you're gonna have the wall. This is amazing actually for PvP. We also counter Visconde Vega with that. But I'm talking for story mode, or I'm talking for these purposes, especially in story mode, that if you want a team to have this, you can play him also in tag position. And you can use his skill, which is his C1 that has a 40% chance, I think, or 50%. It has chances to inflict stun is reduced to 50%. You have a 50% chance to inflict stun. He does his headbutt twice. The first time it might inflict a stun, the second time it might inflict a stun as well, or one of them might inflict stun. Mainly we want to go for the first headbutt to get stun because it's a 2-hit times, so it hits the enemy 2 times. Now you're gonna tell me, but what if it's the backline? Well, this is why we play him with F.Blanka. F.Blanka will push all your enemies to the end of the map. Whoever starts will be slightly up front or go to the front and try to hit you, and then you hit them with the headbutt and you can interrupt them and continue your lineup. And I'll be showing you this in a video. Now, except there's like exceptions. Somebody like Athlete Chun-Li, somebody like Poison, Street Poison, both of them. They do a dash back and go back a little bit. Even Summer Poison, I think Summer Poison also changes her position or maybe stays in her place. I need to check that, but Poison in general and Street Poison, they do a dash back and go a little bit backwards. So you can't hit them with Honda. You need to play somebody else as AoE, or maybe drop a guy and try to snipe them in the back position. Let's go and check how does he perform Honda with F.Blanka. So this is a lineup that I'm using, which is F.Blanka and Leonardo and Honda in attack position. You can put any tank that can survive. I use my Overlord Bison just to showcase how the stun works actually and how he interrupts. And it's just a quick video that I didn't continue to fight. I just wanted to show how he interrupts. So the unit starts, goes up front a little bit, and then we interrupt him and we continue, which was Vega. Now Vega goes to the front line. from the back position, and now T-Hawk is not in front of him. We made space with F.Blanka. As you see, F.Blanka pushes everybody to the end of the screen. Now anybody who jumps up front gets stunned, interrupted, or you interrupt the second target with a second headbutt if you want as well. Now, to my favorite thing that I love to do with the game, and one of my favorite characters right now in the game, which is S.Dan. Absolutely helping me in every way, in stages and in towers. I used to push towers with him, now I'm not doing that because the power difference in the difficulty of the tower. But an absolutely amazing unit, especially that now that we talked about the exploit of starting with tag position, you can also use him in tag position. His best skill is, for me personally, is this skill, which is the taunt, his super. He taunts the enemies, drop them from the tag position, from the tag position on the enemy lineup to the main field. So you'll have the 4 enemies. So you can play fire DPS or AoE clearers that deals massive AoE damage, such as Oni, Visconti Vega, Fire S.Dan, F.Blanka, Dalsim. Anybody who does that massive AoE damage that will over time also kill your enemies, such as Visconti Vega mainly, and F.Blanka, Fire S.Dan, and Dalsim. Dalsim goes crazy with this unit. You can start from tag position. And the cool thing about this skill is when you press it, it takes like 5 seconds until you can, 5 seconds, you have the whole time to press a C1. And then you will time your stun perfectly if you're playing B-Zangief or playing anybody that stuns with a C2 or stuns with a C1. You can wait until you can use them. And I'll be showing you this in a video as well. So here we go, let's check it out. So this lineup basically with Dalsim and B-Zangief to stun, and I'm using him in tag position because I used him in main position, but I want to show you in tag how he works as well, because you can drop him from tag and you can use the glitch to click the tag position just beside the G. And now we dropped him and we used our C1, and then C2 interrupted everybody, and C3. The 4 of them, the 4 enemies are on the field, are being cooked right now. And then it goes back to the tag position, the character. Again, he went back, it's T-Hawk. Then we click it again. We have the whole time. We click the C1 and C2, interrupting all of them and burning T-Hawk. T-Hawk is the tag position. He will come with less defense, less HP, and less everything, basically, because he's in the tag position. So we're using this to our advantage. And look how much I take my time to use all my attacks and everything. And by the end, now I missed the calculation of the timing here. It doesn't matter because we already have him as a tank. So if Abel dies, I have another tank, which is him. And I started with Dalsim and ended with Dalsim. And as you see, we just fry everybody. And it helps you clear it. The tag position is already dead. So we're still going to hit Zangief or B-Zangief to kill him. And that was a great showcase for him. Now, another character which I love a lot. Now, not many of you will be having him built. But for the people who built him, which is actually Gormagala, still in story mode, one of the best carries for me. Sometimes I play in story mode full tanks and him alone, and I play a healer and EX healing, and I just go and smash with him. With his super, I stun the enemy, and I continue my rotation with everybody else. Use the C3 of whoever, like Honda or something else. And absolutely his damages are good. Now, not only for the damage, the absolutely crazy thing about him that I like is his passive. You don't need to click a skill to use him actually, and I love to use him with Dalsim or with Visconti Vega on my lineup, especially with Visconti Vega because I go back to back and he hits and buffs Visconti Vega to deal more damages. He uses his curse, and his curse is the passive of the curse is not with his passive. It's actually when you unlock his SS, get him to SS, and it will be meanwhile summons Gormagala Blast to pull the enemy team's tag fighter onto the battlefield for 15 seconds, which is great. You add the tag position into 15 seconds into the battlefield, just like what S.Dan does. And this happens at the start of the battle, like 7 seconds or 10 seconds into the battle. Let me check how much does it say. Stack 3 times, delivers, blah blah blah. It doesn't say, but maybe after 15 seconds he does it, or 10 seconds. It's always less than that for me. Let me go and show you in the replay how it works. So here we go. We have him with Visconti Vega. I'm just doing some adjustment, and I'm using B-Zangief on the back line in the tag position because you need him on the main lineup for his exclusive to work. And you wait a little bit, and as you see, here we go. It dropped not even 10 seconds into the game, and we dropped him in the tag from the tag position. T-Hawk is down there, and we stun the enemy and we continue dealing damage. Now, I always hate to interrupt any team that I have Visconde Vega with the team, because I think Visconde Vega, if you do a 2-3 successful rotations back to back, you can wipe your enemies. I forgot how hard this level was, but I didn't care anyway, and I started and I did the damages. Look, with his C2 also, he just go and sweeps people. I love Visconde Vega, so build yourself a Visconde Vega if you didn't do so until now. So here we go, we start with Visconde Vega, and the tag position is already down here. So we killed 1, 2, 3, and here's the 4th. It's over. It's faster than Dalsim, yes, I know. Not because Dalsim is weaker or something, no, but Visconde Vega is a rush unit. Plus, I'm buffing him with Gormagalakan. All of his buffs, plus Gormagalakan is dealing damages. Plus, we getting the tag position as well, and it's a very good rush team to play around. Now I just want to special mention one unit that I like, and this is where you will need to build her. SS, not even SS plus like I did, which is Summer Elena. You need her at SS just for this immunity. Gains damage immunity for 3 seconds when triggering Power Dance. Her skills, Power Dance, we have the Courageous War Dance, and the Enthusiastic Dance, and the Power of Dance. Now the Power of Dance will trigger one of these, and one like the C1 and then the C2, one of them, because when you do your super, she will immediately do a C1 or a C2, and then Power of Dance will trigger and make another C1 or C2, and both of them are related to the Power Dance. So the thing about her, the good thing about her, when you start the battle and when you start your super combo, when she drops from the tag position, she's the best tag position character in the game right now, in the entire game, because she procs everything from tag position. You don't even have to have her on the main lineup. Having her on the main lineup will not add anything and will not deduct anything. So keep that in mind. She's the best tag position character. All her passives work from tag position, even her FS, when you're gonna go and buff your lineup. So because her FS, I took it to plus 30, which means increase the damage of all allies by 10% until the end of the battle, sacks 5 times, which is 50% damage bonus, which is great actually. Now we're not gonna talk about anything else except her interrupting skills. It never states anywhere that she interrupts or breaks the chain or does stun or anything. But while she's doing the C1 and the C2, she have a slight chance to interrupt your enemies. So if you're playing on a lineup that you want full RNG and you're like, if I can by chance interrupt them that just one time and my whole rotation would work, she would be a good addition on your lineup. Now I played her with Biz Zangief because I want to make sure that I go back to back, so I can see an interruption, so I can showcase it in the video. And let's go to the video and let me show you how she did perform. So here we go, I have her with a Dalsim team, and I have Abel as a tank. She's in tag position. We start with Dalsim, C1 from Abel, and C2 from Biz Zangief, and then C3 from Dalsim. And meanwhile, when we start with the super of Dalsim, she's gonna go and interrupt. Not every time, like as you see here, she will not be interrupting anybody actually, and we do the Biz Zangief. I tried to mess the run a little bit because I want her to be the one interrupting, not Biz Zangief. But anyway, if you couldn't interrupt with Biz Zangief, you have a chance also to be interrupting with her. And we're gonna start the combo and see that. So here we go, we start another combo. There's no interruption so far, so we're gonna interrupt with Biz Zangief here. And on the third one, I think the one that worked is the third one. You'll be seeing some interruption, which is actually very cool actually, because I didn't expect her to do that kind of interruptions with these. So here we go, she jumps. We did an interruption actually, not a full interruption. Okay, we cleared the entire lineup without doing an interrupt. We started here. So they're gonna start, there are middle, and we see the interrupt before Zangief. See, still the C2 of Zangief, we didn't use it. So she interrupted, then we can go with use Zangief and we can continue our lineup. Absolutely crazy. Forget the buffing that she does as well. The amount of healing that she gives for your lineup, for your team, is absolutely great. It's insane how much of a buffer she is. Now, of course, here, we're gonna wipe, I think, or I'm gonna finish it. Absolutely, I'm gonna finish this. There is no way I'm gonna wipe. They start burning or something. Oh, yeah, we will not finish it at time. He got the shields, T-Hawk, here, because he played the defense card, and we didn't have time. But anyway, we weren't trying that hard. It was just a test. That's how good she is, actually. And you can check by the end of the screen. I think I popped the end of the screen. She did, like, millions of 82 million of healing. Healing, buffing, everything. This is why I like Summer Elena. And again, you don't need to build her for her 6 cars. I mean, her 6 cars are good. Like, if you're gonna go and read her 6 cars, Allied Fighters trigger Summon Elena, Courageous War, Dance, gain 30% increase of attack for 2 seconds. It goes up to 6 seconds. And the damage reduction increased for 10 seconds for you. You'll not take a lot of damage. You're gonna gain some damage reduction. This is great and all, but you don't have to do this milestone of an investment. If you want to get her to work, you need to unlock her SS to unlock her exclusive, and she will work perfectly. And yeah, these are some tips and tricks that I wanted to share with you. Hopefully it will help you. Hopefully it will maybe you will use them in somewhere. Don't forget, Elena is not underrated, but sometimes is forgotten by the new players. By every time hyping new characters, we forgot her. If you're free to play low spenders and you don't have access to every character, she's a great option. Especially we're seeing her with Visconde Vega teams right now to counter other teams, because they will be speedy, they start before you, but you'll have this kind of a little bit of combo that will give you an edge to start with your enemy, at least for a fraction of a second or 1 second less than your enemy. Instead of idling for 2 or 3 seconds waiting for your combo meter to fill, she will be helping you there in that department. And yeah, that was it for the video.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fly, time to fly.